Catch 'em all.
Yo, what is going on, you slackers? I am your host, Slackerz Gaming, bringing you another Rocket League video. Now this one, usually Fridays are Rocket League videos, and they have something to do with crates. Usually, well, it's a crate opening, but I'm completely done with the impact crates because I hate the drop rates in them, and I haven't gone out and gotten any, I haven't gotten any PCC crates or Triumph crates. I haven't gotten anything like that, so it's not a crate opening, but it still has to do about crates for today's episode, and I thought this was kind of cool, actually. Just an idea I came up with, and this isn't completely a concept I made up. It's just fun to kind of speculate. Basically, I made my own Player's Choice Crate 2, and kind of what I'd like to see, because I think they will be making a Player's Choice Crate 2. And, yeah, so I'm just going to kind of reveal things one at a time, explain them real quick, and then, I guess, yeah, that's pretty much what the video is about. So, let's get into it, shall we? And the first item we will go over, of course, I'm going to, I'll follow traditional crates, 5 rares, 4 very rares, 3 imports, 2 exotics, and then 4 black markets. So, of course, we're going to start with the rares, and, I tried to, maybe there's a little bit bias on this one because, I play a lot on the Switch, and I know the Golden Egg is out, and you can get pretty much items from Champions Crate 1 through 4, and on the Switch you can't get those items unless, well, now you can with the Golden Eggs, but I still wanted to kind of put in some of the older items to get, more of them into the Switch's inventory, but I wanted to also keep in mind, good decals, good overall items for the crate, so, like, the community would be happy if this were to ever become a crate. So first thing I have is the Octane Dragonlord. I absolutely love this. It's an animated decal. It's a rare one. It's for the Octane, so, the most popular car. And I just thought, Dragonlord, and it's probably my favorite rare decal, honestly. So I was going to put that in here. But I think, getting... plus, Dragonlord actually isn't in, too many crates, honestly, and going back to the thing with the Switch, it's the only way to obtain it in that, I think it's in that. I could be wrong, but the only way to get them is, I think, from the Champions crates, and just bringing back kind of an older decal that's really awesome. I think that'd be pretty neat in this one. So first rare decal, we got Dragonlord for the Octane. Second rare decal that we're going to put in the crate is for the Breakout Type S Funny Book. It's a nice little decal. People love the Breakout. The Type S, same thing, just slightly different about it. But, it's a cool decal. It's a rare decal. Not many people, really care too much about rare decals in crates. But for people that, that, like, Player's Choice Crate is all about, like, the fans, what they like, for the most part, and try to put in some really cool items. And that's what I'm doing, so... Trying to cover a bunch of cars here, so we got the Octane already, and now I got the Breakout Type S. Got the Funny Book. I just thought it'd be a pretty good rare decal to throw in, but again, I don't think many people care too much about the rare decals, but still got 3 more to go. And rare decal number 3 is the Endo Spatter decal. Again, I'm trying to get as many different cars in here as possible, and with Endo being one of the more popular cars, of course I had to throw something in there for it, but Endo doesn't really have too many rare decals, so I just kind of went with the Spatter for it. It's nice. It's kind of a clean look, so I see quite a few people that actually use the Endo, people that actually use this decal because maybe they can't get Mr. Decals or something, but hey, Endo's got to get in here, so yeah, I gave Endo the Endo Splatter, or Spatter, not Splatter, but yeah, Endo Spatter is the 3rd rare decal. So I guess, let's see, what's up next? The next decal, well, is, it might be, I don't know, maybe a little bit of head scratcher, but you'll probably see where I'm going with this in a little bit. But it is the Takumi RXT Super RXT decal. Takumi RXT is an import car from older crates, and I wanted to, well, okay, I'll get to that once I get to the imports, but again, another different car. Takumi, there are people that like the Takumi and even the RXT, so Just showing it a little bit of love, but you'll see why. I mean, you probably understand at this point, but you understand why I put the Super RXT decal in the crate. If you don't, you'll see very shortly. And the last rare decal, same thing with the previous decal. Well, this one is for the X Devil MK2, and you're like, X Devil, really? Why would you give it that? Well, going along the same lines as the Takumi RXT. You'll see why in a second, once I get to the imports, if you haven't figured that out yet. But yeah, I just wanted to get another car in there, like all the other decals. So MK2 Cobra, it is a nice design, actually. It really is. It's pretty cool. So yeah, that is going to be the 5th and final rare decal. So I guess that means very rares are up next. So the first very rare is now, okay, I had a difficult time trying to pick out the 4 very rare decals, or I guess they're not all decals, honestly. Do I even have a decal? I might actually, I don't remember. But I had a very tough time picking out all the very rares for this crate because there's a lot of good contenders. Again, I wanted to try to get maybe a few older items that you haven't been able to get in a while, and I still wanted to throw in, popular items as well. And the first one I have is anodized. It's probably hands down the favorite paint. Paint job for, well, you can use it on every car, but I think it's hands down the most favorite for the entire community. So this one is pretty easy for me to throw in. A really cool rare decal that people still love. I mean, if you don't have anodized, you need to get it. It just makes your car look so super shiny. And if you don't, I guess if you're not into that, at least it's still got some pretty good, trade value. It still sits at a key in value, so it's got that going for it at least. So I guess we gotta move on to very rare number 2. And the second one would be, of course, I had to get at least one pair of wheels in here, right? There's always the really cool very rare wheels, and that's the case with these ones. Slackerz. I think a lot of people like these. They're good, like kind of low-end collector items. They're such just a clean design. Just around the outside of the rim is all one color, so the paint looks great. The spokes are cool. It's just a really cool design. A lot of people like the Slackerz, and I had to throw these in. Again, they're on the older side for item wise in age at least. So throwing that in here, I think it was tough. There's a lot of competition for wheels, but I ended up settling on the Slackerz. So yeah, that's what I got for very rare item number 2. So let's move on to number 3. And the third very rare is a decal. Yes, I do have a very rare decal. It is the Octane Dot Rush. It is kind of a newer item, but it's still one that a lot of people love. People that that aren't able to really trade for or afford to go out and buy, mystery decals. Dot Rush is a perfect one for the Octane. I mean, it's animated. It looks really cool. It makes the car look great. It's a very popular pick. So I had to throw in a decal, and ultimately I did decide to go with the Octane for the car for the decal I picked. And again, Dot Rush is what I came up with. I think Dot Rush is actually pretty cool. So yeah, that's what I got for that one. And I guess that only leaves one more very rare. So let's find out what it is. And that last one is another pair of wheels. I had kind of a difficult time deciding what would be the very last very rare for the crate. So I went back and settled on another old, very popular pair of wheels, which are the Spiralis wheels. These things look really cool. Really cool. If you've never seen any painted Spiralis and you play on the Switch at least, you should look them up. They're very, clean. They're just a nice, nothing too fancy for a wheel. They're nice. They're not that expensive. So if you want like a good wheel that kind of pops a little bit, Spiralis are a good way to go. And I believe like the inside of the wheel, the dotted lines here, I believe that kind of like illuminates a little bit, so it's kind of got like a little light pattern to it somewhat, so it looks like it's a little animated. So I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, I got Spiralis for the very last very rare of the crate, so I guess that means we now have to move on to the imports. So the first import that I have for the crate now. You're going to be like, what is that? It's the Takumi RXT. Now going back to the rare decals, when I had the Takumi RXT Super RXT decal, that's what I mean. I had an import car and I wanted to throw a rare decal in for, the car itself at least, so you can have at least another decal to kind of play around with. Again, I know the Takumi RXT. Really, why is that the import? I wanted to kind of keep with the theme of Player's Choice Crate 1, where you had the Octane ZSR, the Breakout Type S, and the Dominus GT. All of those were unpainted cars, and they pretty much, people collected them just for the trade-ups. And I kind of wanted to stick with that theme for the imports, so the other two are also going to be the other import cars that are unpainted. So, a little bit of spoilers, but that I just wanted to kind of go with the same theme as Player's Choice Crate 1. So let's just get to the next one, which is the X-Devil MK2. Again, to kind of go with the rare decal of the Cobra from a little bit earlier in the rare decal section. So, not much to say. Another import car, unpainted. Just sticking with the theme from Player's Choice Crate 1. So, really not much to say about that one. So I guess we'll just move on to the last one, which actually is going to be the Roadhog XL. Don't have any decals for it in this one, but another import that's, you already know the theme. Imports, unpainted cars. You're going to get the imports, use them for the trade-ups for the good exotic stuff. So I guess we have to move on to the exotic stuff now, should we? So the first of the two exotic wheels, I have to go with stuff that's popular, that people still like, And I didn't want to repeat Zombas and Dracos, so they weren't even an option for this crate. And I think the first one, I think people will agree, Infiniums, they're still pretty cool wheels, especially the white ones. They hold very good value, and they're a nice wheel. They're actually really cool. So for the first exotic, like I said, Infiniums, it was tough to try to go with exotics. I didn't really know what wheels to kind of pick for the most part. I had to go with, like I said, I had to go with something that has value, that still has buzz, and that people like, I wasn't going to just throw in some random exotics that, I wasn't going to throw in like Balacaras or something like that because they don't have value, or fidget spinner wheel, something like that. I'm not going to do that. I wanted to make, the import trade-ups seem worth it, So, first of two, I got the Infiniums. And I guess that moves to the second one. The second one was so hard to pick. Now, I went with, that is right, the Wondermints from the Christmas crate. I believe at least on the PlayStation 4, these are still, the white ones at least, are over 20 keys, I think. I haven't checked lately, but I know the Crimson ones are about 11 to 12 or maybe 13 keys or somewhere. So they're still really cool wheels. They're very bright. They definitely stand out. People still, will definitely try to trade for them because you could only get them from the Christmas crate, and we all know that's retired. So I guess Wondermints is what I settled with. Wow, excuse me. But yeah, that's what I settled with, and it was tough to kind of pick. But again, kind of going back to, I wanted to get something that was, popular, that people I think would like at least, and try to make the trade-ups worth it. So yeah, went with the Wondermints. And now with those out of the way, I guess we get into the good stuff, right? People want to know, what are the mystery decals? What are the black markets in this crate? First one is an old one. Again, I kind of wanted to go with, a little bit for the switch here. But again, it's still a very cool mystery decal, and it's Slipstream. It's still very cool, very popular amongst a lot of people. It's, not too expensive, but it's still something that a lot of people would like. Again, the only way to get it on the Switch is, I believe, through the Golden Egg now. And Golden Eggs you can only obtain them in-game for 2 weeks, then they're gone. So, just to get another older black market out there, I think Slipstream's not a bad way to go. Not a bad way to go, but if you're not too into that, don't worry. I ramp it up here a little bit. So, let's get on to the next one. So, the next black market is going to be another decal. Chameleon, another very, very strong, another very popular, trade bait, good, wise, all that stuff for Black markets. Chameleon, another good one. Looks great on cars. It's only been in one crate, so throwing it into Player's Choice crate, in this case, my concept of Player's Choice crate 2, I think makes sense. At least, it's like I said, I wanted to get good stuff into the crate, and what? I mean, it's one of the more expensive ones right now. It's still, I believe it's 19 to 20 keys still in the PS4, so I mean, still has pretty good value. And if you don't like it, I mean, you can still always trade it away if you ended up pulling it. So I think Chameleon is a great one to have, but that only leaves 2 more to go, and I only have 1 more mystery decal, and I had to do it. The best mystery decal in the game right now in terms of value, maybe even popularity. Dissolver had to do it again. It's only in 1 crate. Sure, it is still kind of new, but this is Player's Choice crate 2. We're going big in this crate. We're not just gonna be like, just throw in like I don't know, Juiced. Juiced is still cool, or something like that, or like a Tora. Nothing against Tora, but we're going big time. We got Dissolver in here. Of course, I had to throw Dissolver in, right? You can't really argue with that one, can you? So, yeah, so 3 of the black markets I do have as mystery decals. And, of course, the last one is going to be a Goal Explosion. And I had to do this one as well. The most popular in terms of, again, popularity-wise and in price-wise, Dueling Dragons, my personal favorite as well. Of course, I had to put Dueling Dragons. What else would I put in here? I just think, this lineup of black markets, I think, is very solid. Keeping in mind, I tried to get the Switch involved a little bit, with some older things. I tried to get the imports, or the trade-ups for imports, the exotics. I guess I could have just said that. Try to get the exotics to make sense, and without recycling Zombas and Dracos again. So, I think exotics are pretty solid. I think the black markets are really solid. Again, imports, I try to keep pace or with Player's Choice Crate 1, where the imports were pretty much just used for trade-ups. I think I got some pretty solid very rares, and I think I got a few pretty good rare decals as well. But I guess that's going to be it for this one. I don't know, this was just a fun little concept I wanted to kind of make up, and I don't know, I guess... What do you guys think? Do you guys like my predictions? Are they pretty good? Or would you rather have... what would you rather have in the crate, honestly? Let me know that stuff down in the comments. And, yeah, I guess that's all I got for this one. Again, remember, this is fake. I made this up just for fun. That's all it is, a fun video. So, I guess with that being said, this video is coming to an end. Again, let me know your thoughts and opinions down on my concept of Player's Choice Crate 2. But with that being said, this video is coming to an end. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully we catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.